The awakening of Africa. It stretched back more than a decade. Africa has been subject to all kinds of humiliation and atrocity. 600 years precisely. Slave trade, imperialism, colonialism, and neocolonialism. Africa has been subject to all kinds of atrocity. We know that some of our forefathers fought. They fought, but the enemy did not give up. African people have been marginalized all over the world, regardless of who they are. When I say regardless of who they are, meaning regardless of their social stature, whether intellectuals or who the African person may be, Africans have been marginalized. What we are witnessing now, we are witnessing a kind of awakening of Africa. And that awakening of Africa is being shaped by the Western Sahel states of Africa, the Sahel State Alliance with Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. These three countries stood up to claim back their honor, to claim back their identity, to claim back their sovereignty. And by doing so, they are giving honor and pride to the African people. African people can be free. First of all, we all know that life is spiritual. The physical aspect of life is the least of what life can offer. Life is spiritual. That's why when the Westerners came to Africa, the first thing they did was to get rid of the spirit aspect of the African people life. That is why one of the father of African fighters against the Westerners, Jomo Kenyatta, said, when the Westerner said, quote, when the West came to Africa, our eyes were open and we had all our resources. But when they left, our eyes were closed and all our resources were gone. We all know the meaning of that. Africans need to stand up. And for Africans to stand up and join the fight, which Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have started, African countries need to get rid of every kind of Western civilization. Africans need to free themselves from every kind of Western civilization ideology. Africa needs to free themselves from every kind of Western civilization ideology and go back to their sources. And go back to their origins. And go back to know exactly who they are and what is the mission that has been assigned to them on this side of the planet. Because Africans are stranded. Africans are stranded between the Western so-called civilization and the African origin, African civilization ideology that characterize the true Africans. We need to stand up because the enemy is not sleeping. The enemy is not backing down. The enemy is ready. And one of the things that has been as a problem to Africans is the lack of being ready, the lack of living already made life. That is what the president of Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traore, 1 week ago was trying to say. He is telling his soldiers to be ready after the what the Western are planning to come back to recolonize Africa. We need to be ready. We need to be ready to face the enemy. We need to be there. And as African, are we prepared? What are we doing to be prepared? What are we doing to be ready? Are we living on alert? And for us to live on alert, for us to be prepared, for us to be there when the enemy comes and to face him is, first of all, to free our mind from every kind of Western civilization ideology and go back to our origin. And then we will be ready. We will be ready. We will have the love of our origin, or who they are, or who Africa really is, and face the enemy. We know that the Sahel State Alliance are already there. They have been able to get rid of any form of Western intimidation for them to stand firm on their feet and face the colonial master. And that is what gave the leaders the strength, the ability to face the enemy, because the people are ready to do it.